Hello everyone, and welcome to Stretch and Relaxation. You'll need yourself a mat and maybe a cushion or a yoga block. Okay, let's get started. Start seated with your legs out in front of you in a V shape or legs crossed. You may want to sit on a cushion, especially if you have tight hamstrings or hips. Sit nice and tall. Imagine a string pulling you up through the crown of your head, anchored down through your sit bones. Let's take a few deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Scan the body for any tension and promise yourself to let go of that tension during today's session. Bring your focus to your shoulders. Inhale, rise the shoulders to the ears, and exhale, let them drop. Inhale, shoulders up to the ears, and exhale, let those shoulders drop. Really think about the shoulder blades gliding down into your back pockets. Inhale, shoulders rise, and exhale, shoulders drop. Moving into the neck. Tip your right ear to your right shoulder, and then gently left ear to left shoulder. Right ear to right shoulder, and left ear to left shoulder. As you do this, feel those neck muscles lengthening, feel those shoulders relaxing. Let's take a half circle now. Tipping your ear to your shoulder and dropping that chin down to your chest, ear to the other shoulder. Chin to chest and back to the first shoulder. We're only going to the front here, and we're really loosening off the back of the neck. Little half circles. Make sure you're still sitting up nice and tall in your spine. Let's hold that stretch there. To increase the stretch, push the opposite arm away. If you'd like more of a stretch, place one hand on top of your head, just resting it by the ear. And let's stay here for a few breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. On your next exhale breath, slowly let that head float up, feeling weightless. Let's try that stretch on the other side. Tip the head to one side and push the opposite arm away. If you'd like to increase that stretch, just gently place one hand on top of the ear and just resting gently on the head. Take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. Breathing in, and on your next out breath, let that head float on up. Okay, moving on to some spinal twists. Placing the forearms one on top of each other. If you want to here, you can extend the legs out into a V shape or in front of you. Sitting up nice and tall, we take an inhale breath, and on the exhale, rotate. Inhale back to center, and exhale, rotate. You want to try and keep the hips square to the front, and we're just rotating that torso, getting into that thoracic spine. Inhale back to center, and exhale, rotate the other way. To extend that stretch further, take the arms out to the side, inhale, and then exhale, rotate. Imagine somebody's pulling your hands in opposite directions. Really reach back with the back arm and forwards with the forwards arm. Inhale, back to center, and exhale, rotate that torso. Inhale to center, and exhale. Really think about those shoulder blades, again, dropping down into the spine. Gently rest. We're going to come now over onto all fours. You might want to grab your cushion. If you have sensitive knees, pop the cushion underneath your knees, or you can roll up a mat or a towel. If you've got poorly wrists, you might want to elevate those wrists, so heels of the hand go on the mat, rolled up towel or cushion, and then fingers on the floor. Hands stacked under shoulders, knees stacked under hips, spine long. Inhale to prepare, and exhale, tuck the chin into the chest, cat stretch. Inhale, back to flat back, eyes forwards, draw the shoulders back and down. As you exhale, tuck that chin in, round the shoulders, feel them separate. Inhale, come back to center, eyes gaze forwards. Exhale, draw the belly in, round the shoulders. Inhale, shoulders shoot down the back, eyes forwards. Exhale, scoop the belly, round the shoulders, and inhale, shoulders down. Come back to neutral and then tuck the toes underneath you. I'm going to stretch out our toes. I just want you to hinge back slightly. Think about anchoring the bottom to the sit bones and then returning back to all fours. Let's repeat that a few times. This time as you come back, round the spine like the cat stretch and pulling back. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, curl everything under, tuck that chin, round the shoulders. We're going to prepare for our first downward dog. Slowly float the hips towards the sky, keeping a nice soft bend in the knees. Your option, if you're feeling that's too much on the wrist, is to come down onto the elbows, so we're in more of a bent knee dolphin. Think really long as you bend and stretch. Bend the knees, chest and thighs together, stretch tailbone towards the sky. Bend the knees and stretch. Slowly pedaling those heels down towards the ground, one at a time. Feeling nice length through the hamstrings and through the calf muscles. Keep spreading those fingers, lifting the tail and pushing the chest towards the thighs. Try to relax those shoulders. We're slowly going to walk the hands in towards the body. Keep the knees nice and soft and just hang over like a rag doll. Really let the head go. Placing the hands on the shins and walking the hands up, rebuilding the spine one vertebrae at a time. Feet parallel underneath the hips. We take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, arms come all the way up, nice big reach. Exhale, arms come down. Inhale, reach and look up. Exhale, hands push down. One more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, draw the elbows into the waist, pulling the shoulders back and down. Reset those shoulders. Okay, we're going to go in for some side reaches now. I want you to keep the knees nice and soft. We're taking inhale to come to center, and as you exhale, reach down with one arm. So we're getting that lovely extension from side to side. If you start to feel this in your lower back, make sure that pelvis is in neutral. We inhale, one arm up. Exhale, lean over. Inhale, the other arm up. On the exhale, you're going to reach down with the opposite arm and up with the top arm, creating that lovely space in our side waist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Think arms in opposite directions to make the most out of this stretch. Inhale up and exhale, reach over. Keep the knees nice and soft here. Okay, we're going to take the arms up, bend the knees and swing down like a skiing motion. Inhale to lift, exhale, bend the knees and swing down. If you let the head go nice and heavy, you'll really make the most of this stretch. You can take this slow and steady, or you can speed this up. This is going to feel nice to open up that lower back, the neck and the spine. If that feels a little bit too much, you can start with these slow roll downs, chin to chest, rolling all the way down, taking a few breaths at the bottom, and then all the way up, we rebuild that spine one vertebrae at a time. So you can swing or you can roll down through the spine, whatever suits you. Let's make this our last one. Taking the feet out a little bit wider than our shoulder distance, knees nice and soft, we're circling the hips. 4 circles one way, and get into every corner so you can really open up the hips, really open up the back, and then circling the other way, 4 the other way. You can start small with these and gradually make them bigger. Step out a little bit wider and then just softly let the arms flop from side to side. You can look behind you and lift the opposite heel. I like to call this the stroppy teenager move. Really heavy with the arms, really let it go. Just a few more and then come to rest at centre. We're going to bring our feet in, hip distance apart, toes and knees facing forwards. Pull up tall and take an inhale breath to prepare. Exhale, arms and heel floats up. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, float the arms and the heel. Inhale, lower. Exhale, reach, reach, reach. Exhale to lift. And inhale to lower. To make this a little bit harder, we're going to start to peel the foot from the floor, lifting the knee to no higher than hip height. Exhale, we lift, really drawing that centre in nice and tight, thinking tall, shoulders relaxed, lengthen the arms, and float the foot back down to the floor. Now, we don't want too much shifting from side to side here, so really switch on the glutes, really switch on the abs to lift and lower. Inhaling to lower down and exhaling to lift the knees. Some standing hip openers. Bringing the knee up, open and round. You can pop the arms out for balance. And let's reverse that. Bringing the knee out, up, round and down. Let's repeat that on the other side. Going to take a gentle march, bringing the knees up, swinging the opposite arms of the leg. Keep that core engaged and keep growing nice and tall through the spine. Pulling the abs in, breathing out to lift. And let's take a little balance and a stretch for our quads. Take the arm out to the side and bring the heel towards the bottom. Think about growing tall, pushing the foot into the hand, squeezing the knees together. Hips are forwards. Take the arm up to the sky and lengthen through that standing side, stacking the wrist on top of the shoulder, shoulder on top of rib cage, ribs on top of hips, hips on top of knees. Let's try that on the other side. Reaching out and all the way up with the opposite arm. Keep that pelvis in neutral and the knees together. If you struggle to balance, just find a spot to focus on. We'll do those stretches one more time on each leg. For anybody that struggles with that stretch, you can come down onto the floor and do a seated version by holding onto the ankle, moving the leg forwards and back, and then placing the knee behind you. If you find that your knees are really sensitive, place a cushion underneath the knee. If you find that your hips are sensitive, place a prop or a cushion underneath the hips. You can do that on both sides. Hold for a few seconds, squeeze the glutes and push the hips forwards to increase the stretch through the front of the thigh. Okay, taking a nice deep breath in, we rise the arms all the way up. Exhale, push down as if you're pushing through water. And slowly roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae, chin to chest, rolling down towards the floor. Hang nice and heavy like a rag doll. Shake the head, nod the head. And if you feel a few clunks and clicks here, as long as they're not painful, that's fine. That's just our spine releasing. Slowly walk the hands out. We're coming back onto those all fours. So stacking the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Remember, you can use your prop or your cushion if you need to, under the knees or the hands. And we're going to thread the needle. Take a nice inhale breath, and then exhale, thread that needle. Inhale, open nice and wide, reach towards the sky, and then exhale, thread that arm underneath you. Don't worry if your head doesn't reach the floor, just go as far as feels comfortable for you. We want to really be getting that rotation and release through the spine. Reach up to the sky. Exhale, arm comes underneath. Inhale, rotate to the sky. Good, come back to center. Let's try that on the other side. Exhale, come down. Inhale, reach up. So we're twisting the torso, trying to keep the hips nice and square. Nice big reach up. Keep using that breath. And let's make this our last one. You can have a little wiggle out here. Sit back, roll off the wrists, do what you need to do. Okay, so we're going to go into our wagging tail. So if we take the hips to the right, we look to the right. Take the hips to the left, look to the left. Imagine a dog wagging its tail, and you're just moving and looking side to side. One side shortens, one side lengthens. Looking at the bottom, coming back to center. Exhale, and then inhale back to center. Exhale, inhale to center. Exhale, and inhale to center. Okay, so we're going to come to a seated position now. You may find that you want to sit on a cushion, especially if you've got tight hamstrings. By propping yourself up, that just helps to ease us into that stretch a little bit more. It aids us. So we're going to try and have our legs out in front of us, nice and long and straight. We inhale the arms all the way up. Nice big reach. Lift off of the waist first. So we don't want any crunching or any hunching in our upper back. We want to think long, long, long in the torso. Inhale, lift. Lengthen, and exhale, fold forwards. Drop down, inhale, lift. Exhale, reach and fold forwards. Try and flex the toes. And try and bring the toes towards you. Pull up your quad muscles, so the big thigh muscles. Don't worry if you can't reach your toes. If you're just on your shins or your knees, that's fine. Just think about that long spine. Okay, so we're going to get into our glute stretch. Take one leg, cross it over, hold on with the opposite arm, and then turn towards your bent knee. You want to sit up really tall here, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, twisting that torso. Try and keep both sit bones pressed firmly into the floor. If that stretch doesn't suit you, here's an alternative. You can take the foot onto the opposite thigh, drop the knee out to the side and gently lift up and hinge over. Let's change to the other side now. Take the other leg, cross it over, hold on with the opposite arm, and then rotate towards the bent knee. Try and look behind you. Think about really sitting tall, in through the nose, out through the mouth, increase that stretch. Make sure that both sit bones are pressed firmly down into your mat. And remember, you've got that alternative stretch should you need to. Okay, we're going to come down onto our backs now. So placing your hands behind your knees, rolling down vertebra by vertebra, one at a time until we hit the floor. Remember, you have your cushion or your prop if you need it underneath your head. That will make that feel a little bit more comfortable for some of you. And we're going to bring the knees into the chest. And we're circling those knees into the chest, opening the knees, taking them away and bringing them back together again. So nice circles. Start small and then gradually make them bigger. This is going to be helping into our hips here to loosen everything off. Let's reverse that and do a few of those the other way. So take the knees away, open, bring them together, push them away again. Okay, let's settle our feet hip distance apart, arms to the sides, and you're going to drop your knees to one side and your arms to the other. We inhale, so come back to center, and then exhale, knees to one side, arms to the other side. Inhale back to center, exhale, drop the knees the other way. To increase the stretch, you can look towards the fingers, and this is really going to help to loosen off that lower back. For those of us that are feeling more advanced, you might want to take the feet off of the floor and drop the knees from side to side. That's going to give you a deeper stretch in that back. Remember, if that doesn't feel right for you, feet can stay on the floor and we just drop the knees and the arms opposite sides. Let's come to rest on this side, and if you'd like to increase the stretch, you can take the top leg and extend it away from your body. Really try and anchor your back shoulder down so that doesn't want to come away from the floor. Gently come back to center, switch other side, rest there, or you can extend that top leg away. Imagine someone's pulling your toes one way and your arms the other way. You can gaze towards the fingertips. Good, and coming back to center, feet are hip distance apart, back flat to the mat. You're going to take a big deep breath in and flare the rib cage, and then exhale, scoop the belly and press the back into the floor. Inhale and lift, exhale, press the back into the floor. Inhale and lift, like you're flaring the rib cage, a little arch in the lower back, and then exhale, push the spine into the floor. Let's take a full body stretch. Extend the legs out nice and long and the arms above the head, big reach. Deep breath in and then exhale. We're going to come into our relaxation now. So finding a position that's comfortable for you. You might want to lay on your back, you might want to lay on your side, you may want to sit up. Whatever feels comfortable, a position that you can really relax and let go. Resting your eyes gently closed. We're now going to bring our attention to our breathing. Breathing in through the nose for a count of 4, holding the breath for 2 counts, and exhaling for a count of 7. Surrender the weight of your body into the mat and let go of any tension. Deep breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 2, 1, and exhale in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. And exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw in a deep, nourishing breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. 2, 1. And breathe out as if blowing through a straw in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 2, 1. Exhale. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You may wish to continue with that pattern of breath, or you may find your natural rhythm. Let go of any thoughts or feelings that enter your mind. Let the thoughts come, let the thoughts go. Whenever you become distracted, just draw that attention back to your breath. Know that you have nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. Relax and let go. Feel any tension melting away, leaving the body. Inhaling positivity, exhaling tension and negativity. I'm going to leave you now for a few moments to really enjoy this relaxation. Slowly going to bring ourselves back into the room. Gently wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, start to move that body. And when you're ready, bringing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Drawing in a nice deep breath, we rise the arms over the head, reach the arms to the sky, start to move into that side body, creating space. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Sitting up nice and tall in the spine. Take another deep breath, inhale. Arms reach to the sky. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, big reach and stretch up to the sky. Feel rooted through the sit bones. Exhale, hands come down. Drop that chin. Inhale, reach overhead, look up. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Thank you very much for joining me today.